So, for the introduction, I will tell you what is the meaning of household and household income. Household is an individual or a group of individuals who live together in one house and make an expenses for their necessities of life together. Next, for household income, it is an overall income earned by the household members. It also refers as a gross income left after paying some necessary things such as tax. There are four main sources of income. The first one is paid employment. It is a benefit received from time work wage such as commission and tips, allowance, bonus for profit sharing. The second one is self-employment. Self-employed is an income received by those who does not work either with government or private sector. The third one is current transfer credit. It can be in cash, good or services. The transfer can be made between the household and the government or between the household and the charities. The last one is property and investment. It is an income earned from dividends, rent, and interest. So there are two main objectives for our group project. The first one is to compare different income group by ethnic group in Malaysia in the year of 1999 until 2019. The second one is to study different income group by strata in Malaysia in the year of 1999 until 2019. The last one that I will present is income group classification in Malaysia. Income group in Malaysia can be categorized into three groups. The first one is bottom 40% or B40. It also known as a lowest income group. So, based on this table, B40 has four different groups. The first one is B1. For B1, the median income is RM1,929 ringgit, and for B2, the median income is RM2,786 ringgit, and their income range is between RM2,500 until RM3,169 ringgit. And for B3 group, their median income is 3,556 ringgit, and for the last group in B40 is B4. Their median income is RM4,387 ringgit. The second income group in Malaysia is middle 40% or M40. It is the biggest socio-economic group in Malaysian population. There are also four groups in M40, which is M1, M2, M3, and M4. So for M1, their median income is RM5,336 ringgit. For M2 group, their median income is RM6,471 ringgit. For M3 group, their median income is RM7,828 ringgit. For the last group in M40 is M4, which is their median income is RM9,695 ringgit. So for the last income group in Malaysia is top 20% or T20. This is the highest income group. There are only two groups in T20, which is T1 and T2. For T1, their median income is RM12,586 ringgit. For the last group in T20, which is T2, their median income is RM19,781 ringgit. And their monthly income range must more than RM15,039 ringgit.
We continue with factors affect household income. First of all, household size. It is said to have the negative effect with household income because additional members correspond with lower income per capita. For gender and age, it is said to have small factor affecting because gender doesn't affect too much actually, but it still need to rely on the labor force participation rate of female and male in the market, whereas age have positive effect. For education attainment, it is the highest education that a person successfully completed. For Malaysia, it will have primary, secondary, and tertiary level, and they say to have strong and positive relationship, because those who have higher education will have higher income, because they are more skilled and they are more employable. For employment sector in Malaysia, they will have agriculture, industry and service sector. For agriculture, normally we have stay unstable and lower income as it rely much on weather, but for service sector normally we have stable and higher income as majority of service sector is owned by private sector. So we continue with the comparison of income group by any group, and we compare with using the income share and mean of monthly household gross income, and we'll compare with between T20, M40 and B40. So for T20, other NA is the highest. It is because of the drastically increase in income share for 2017, as GDP of Malaysia also grew in 2017. So when there is this increase in GDP, and it indicates a good condition in Malaysia, and it facilitates the economic growth. So this is the reason that why other NA achieve the highest income share as compared to the others. And then for M40, Bumiputra is the highest because of the Gini of coefficient of Bumiputra is the lowest as relative. So when there is a decline in Gini, and it indicates it is improvement in household income distribution, and it may because of the government launched new economic policy that reduce the inter-ethnic economic disparity between Bumiputra and non-Bumiputra. And then for B40, Indian is the highest, and in this case we discuss about the main source of income, and we take paid employment as the example because it is said to be the stable income sources, and as evidence, Indian is the highest any group that attained 68.6%. Although there is a decrease in 2019, but it is still the highest group that achieved the highest income share as shown in the graph. And then we compare with the mean of monthly household gross income, and in this case that Chinese is always the highest no matter for T20, M40 or B40. So basically there are some reason that why Chinese is the highest. So for T20, Chinese is the highest is maybe because of the Chinese possess 18.8% of graduate with the population of 1.26 million as a base. Although Bumiputra will have wider population, but it only has 16.9% of graduate, and India is only has 18.3%. And in this case, the graduate is referred to the degree level and diploma level. So as shown in the slide, the Chinese always achieve the highest means of monthly household income, no matter for degree level or for diploma level. And in this case, it also proves that the highest education attainment will bring to highest income earned by an individual. And then for M40, it is supported by the mean of monthly gross income without division into household growth. It's shown that the same pattern with the means of monthly household income that separated or divided into the household group. It's also shown the continuous increase from 1919 until 2019. And then for B40, it also Chinese is the highest. It may because of the incident of absolute poverty of Chinese is the lowest, and it continued decrease from 1990 until 2019, and it even charted 0.0% in 2019. So when it is the lowest incident of absolute poverty, it is proof that the mean of monthly household gross income is the highest among every single ethnic group, because Chinese is off of poverty problem, so in general they will have highest income. So that's all from me.
I would like to talk about the income share of household growth by strata. So firstly is the top 20 household growth. Based on the graph, we can see that the income share in urban area is higher than the rural area. The factor that affect top 20 income share is because of the job sector and the education level. So firstly is the job sector. In urban area, most of the people is mainly work in the industry and the service sector, which has a stable income. However, in rural area, most of the people is mainly work in agriculture sector. As we know that in agriculture sector, most of the income is gained based on the quantity of harvest product, so they doesn't have a stable income. Next is the education level. Urban area have a higher education level. This is because of the facility and the resources provided. So due to the higher education level, people in urban area learn and know how to produce things more effectiveness and efficiency in order to level up their income. Then is the middle 40 household growth. As we can see that most of the time, the income share of M40 is in rural area is higher than urban area, except for the year 2009. The factor affect M40 income share is because of the differential of housing costs. In urban area, due to the high price of property, most of the people is choose to rent, compared with the people in rural area who own a house. So besides for the rent fee, there are also taxes and charges need to pay in urban area, such as the parking fee and the service charge. This is what makes the people in urban area have a lower net income. Then is the B40 household growth. We can see that there is a close gap between both strata. This is the result of the government putting effort on the poverty alleviation issue. The government have launched few programs to solve this issue, such like the One Charisma, BRIN, and NEP development plan. So second is the mean of the monthly household gross income by strata. Firstly is a top 20 household growth. We can see that the mean of the monthly household gross income in urban area is higher than the rural area. This is because of the inflation. Due to the high-speed lifestyle, everything in urban area grow faster, and the price was also grow higher. So the people in urban area is forced to increase their income so that they can maintain their lifestyle and the living quality. Next was the N40 household growth. There was also an increasing of the monthly household income in N40. This is because of the decreasing of the Gini coefficient. As we know that the smaller Gini coefficient, the more average the income inequality. So next, the number of the household working for income was also one of the factors affect the mean of the monthly household gross income of N40. There are more people working in urban area compared with the people in rural area, especially for a female. This is because of the high living costs in urban area. Last is the B40 household growth. The mean of the monthly household growth income in B40 was increasing. This is because of the 11 Malaysia plan launched by the government, which is targeted in raising B40 to middle class. Next, the factor that affect the mean of monthly household gross income of B40 is the differences of job sector. In urban area, most of the people is work as a paid employee and have a stable income. However, in rural area, most of the people is work in agriculture sector which doesn't have a stable income. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.
I would like to talk about issue and challenge faced by B40, M40 and T20 group. B40 income group is facing an owning house issue. Even though there are many help from government that provide more home scheme for them, such as People's Housing Program PPR, People Friendly Houses by Syarikat Perumahan Negara Berhad SPNB, and Malaysian Civil Servant Housing Program. There were a number of issues that needed to be overcome, such as the repayment of the loans, the forced eviction of rental house occupants, and control over house prices. This made it difficult for them to repay loans and rent at a higher price that they can afford. Next, rising price of goods. When the price of goods is increasing, it makes their purchasing power decrease, so they can only afford on important expenses only. Other than that, they have facing gap in health results. According to a few studies, it has been found that low income group is the most late stage cancer patient, which is stage 3 and stage 4. This is because they can't afford to go check up oftenly because the fee is too expensive for them to pay. They tend to use that money to buy other daily necessary. The issue faced by M40 is difficulty to get the help from government. This is because the government more focused in helping B40 group. Not all of them can live comfortably without help, because most of the cost of living in the city is higher. This proves that the M40 group face financial problems when it is difficult to get financial assistance from the government. Next, they are facing housing affordability issue. The M40 group also have problem to afford a house because they are also difficult to spend on other things like daily needs compared to T20 group. And lastly, the T20 group also facing the rising cost of living issues because the increase of wage is not in line with the increase in price. More than that, they need to pay their daily necessities at a higher cost surely. The recommendation to overcome the issue are the government should increase housing scheme such as Youth Housing Scheme by Bank Simpanan Nasional (BSN) and Rent to Own (RTO) scheme to help low and middle income group can afford of owning house. Next, strengthening My Salam scheme that provide to help the poor to get 36 types of treatment including treatment cancer treatments, heart attack treatments, and Alzheimer treatments. With this kind of scheme, percentage of poor struggle with disease may decrease. Next, government may reduce the tax rates for daily necessities such as reduction in tax payments. It can give satisfaction to people in everyday life, and they will be able to purchase other needs. Last, strengthen or widen the already exist scheme.